Silver, gold, and Bitcoin opening down after essentially crashing into January's close. Further blood apparently on the menu here. February ripping down to new lows. Bitcoin retesting the low of April 2025. The chart's not looking good. This is a wild outcome, honestly. Looking at the start of 2026, we saw some very intense upward pressure basically all across markets. And that really reversed. It leads the question, or begs the question, as to what is going on right now. There feels as if the chart is pricing in something. Could it be a change in Fed leadership? Could it be some data coming out this month? Or maybe something else. Maybe there's a geopolitical macro event that's at the doorsteps, about to burst out. I don't know. But what I do know is that we're going to look through the charts today. We're going to remain calm and logical. Feel free to share how you've been feeling over the weekend, especially if you're here watching for gold and silver. I bet you were biting your nails. Don't blame you. You're in good company here. We opened some trades on Saturday. We were live Saturday for the Bitcoin crash. Yeah, opened some trades. I'll share with you guys the updates there. We're going to look into all the charts I just named: gold, silver, Bitcoin, many others as well. And we are going to find where we can logically look for support, for bounces, for targets to the upside, for targets to the downside, etc. This isn't financial advice. I'm just a guy who does his best on YouTube. We've been doing this 7 years. You guys have been doing this live with us. I appreciate you tuning in today. If you could, smash the like button, hit subscribe, join the stream, vote in the poll, say hello, get the algorithm, spice up the algorithm. Let it know that you're enjoying the stream, and it will share this with more people. It'll share it out into the universe, into the crypto metal stockiverse. I'm going to go through, as I usually do, kind of a little bit of my thoughts, my opening this morning, and then I'm going to turn it over to the chat. I'm going to see what you guys are looking at, what's on your minds, etc. Shout out Crispy Tater Tots, Brent. Crispy Tater Tots don't even need to be shouted out because everybody loves Crispy Tater Tots. It's like the one unpolitical thing in the world right now. Doesn't matter what you believe. You love crispy tots. We all love tots. It is what it is. Let's jump into this. So, our mystery chart of the day. You might know what it is. This smarty pants is out there might know what it is. This is technically silver's chart. However, it is silver's chart on a very specific exchange, and this is going to tie together all the crypto viewership, metal viewership. This is on Binance. Cryptocurrency is the largest exchange. We can see that back in January 7th, they listed silver. They also listed gold as well to be traded as a spot, and this is a perpetual market. I guess it's all perps, right? Because like you can't buy silver from them. They're not going to ship it to you. Anyway, this is Binance's silver chart. You can see, for those of you who aren't familiar, Binance lists lots and lots of assets, and in the past, those assets have pumped. Over the last few years, they all look about like this. It does appear as if Binance has listed and rugged silver. From the moment they listed it, this is just like all the shit that they list. It's like it goes up for a little bit and then crashes down. Hilarious. Not hilarious if you're holding silver and your portfolio's down, but hilarious that it seems that even an asset as large as silver or gold cannot escape Binance's curse. This is just everything you do. It's literally now traded lower than its lowest day. Like, it's a meme. It's honestly a meme. We're not even going to look at this chart. That is the thumbnail, though, and that's the mystery chart of the day. Just want to start out with that. We're going to do quick looks at each of these assets because I tend to get lost in the sauce. I tend to just like get focused and spend a lot of time in them, and we'll still do that part of the episode. But I want to be more topical in the intro here and take a look at just the macros of what's going on and what's changed into February. We got to do top-down analysis, don't we? We do. My hopes for February is that because we sold off into these monthly closes, we would see assets reverse. Now, Bitcoin, we can like maybe say it's doing that right now, but I think that is a bad call. Yesterday, on Sunday, the first day of February. Actually, no, technically it was this morning. The second day, the first traditional day, let's call it, of February. Bitcoin has broken down and retested. Man, this is I gotta get. I bought a big screen TV to put right here so I could see the screen better, so I could like look at myself and point at stuff. Right here, retesting April's low. This is just a macro shitty thing. This is not good. This does not bode well. There's really no way to look at this bullishly. Now, I am a perma bull, of course, and even I am struggling here. Maybe not everything has to be bullish. There are scenarios, and we have seen on assets moves like this on a macro that do recover and have gone to all-time highs, but those are more of the exception to the rule than they are the pattern we typically look for. We've seen things on I think on Microsoft, on the S&P, where we have an all-time high, a pullback, a new all-time high, and it pulls back, maybe even goes lower, and then continues to rally. And there's a pattern, I don't know what it's called, but broadening wedge maybe, that exists, but that it's just such a weird bet. Here's the good news, though. We were talking about this in the live chat before the stream started. I do believe we get a bounce. Surprise, surprise, Tom Crown saying. Long Tom Silver saying we're going to get a bounce. How uncharacteristic. I do believe we get a bounce. The bounce is likely happening, and this is a really kind of, this is lame TA, but whatever. From 74, which is the low of April that we hit, as low as about 71,000. It wouldn't be surprising to me, and we talked about this a lot over the weekend. It wouldn't be surprising to me to see Bitcoin trade down to about the 71,000 area. You can see here over the weekend, we were looking for potential longs here, and on the reverse side, potential short at about 84.1, and that comes from our CME gap, which we did open to a big, fat, juicy gap to the downside. Since I've placed this, we've actually filled a little bit more of this. CME opened at 77.7. It had closed on Friday at 84.1. And so just logically, easily, this can be a target to look for a short. So this bounce, 84.1 looking pretty good, but that doesn't do anything. It doesn't get us out of trouble. It doesn't change the chart. It doesn't pivot. It's just maybe another in the series of falling, right? It is not a super great thing. 71,000 comes from basically the monthly closes of March when we first broke all-time high in 24. And there's some other confluence. Like I said, I want to do these bigger charts quickly so we can go back and do them in depth, but just cover everything in the first 15 minutes. This zone right here is incredibly likely, regardless of how this plays out, right? If we sell off again today, to get some kind of bounce. That bounce may be just looking back to the trend line for a lower high. Like, this is unfortunately pretty crappy territory, right? Things can change if we start trading maybe back to 100K, but at the moment, especially with everything else falling, a kind of looming black swan, I want to call it. Like, I don't know what's going on in the world. Something is happening. The chart is telling me that. I just don't know what yet. Seems like a weird bet to think we'll be back at 100 in some kind of really short period of time. Crazier things have happened. I would welcome it. But we're going to get more into Bitcoin in just a little bit here. I want to do the same with silver and gold. Just zooming on in. February opened for silver. You were here. A lot of you were here Friday. That was a crazy stream. Hell yeah. For the metal meltdown, I'll call it. Silver crushed from about 122,000. Our take profit target, gloat. I'll gloat. We called 122, but I will then concede that I also was looking for like 122 to 100 and then continuation. So like we nailed this and dropped the ball on that. Anyway, from 122,000 traded down this morning. Well, we'll say this on Friday down to 74.4, which we talked about this weekend. Interesting because 74.4 thousand is exactly what? Exactly where we touched today on Bitcoin. Isn't that weird? 74.4 thousand, 74.4. I don't know what's going on with that. Silver and Bitcoin are doing something weird. Down to 74.4. And then basically closed trading. Didn't see anything happen really into Friday's close. We floated back up. And Sunday came. February came. We have traded down now in Monday, in this morning, to a lower low. That puts it at, wait, this is actually kind of juicy. Hold up here, fam. 71 what? Remember what we were just talking? I was just saying this. Wait a minute. 71.3. I got it. organize these better. Hold up. 71.3 on silver. Wait a minute. Where are we at on Bitcoin right now? Where's this? 70. I knew I wasn't crazy. What the f is happening? What is happening? Bitcoin fell from like 126 to 74. Silver fell from 122 to 74.4. Now silver has traded down to what? 71.3. What? This is like now moving from conspiracy kind of craziness to real. What is happening here? What is happening? Literally, I pointed this out to you guys, and I was like, this is like very crazy, TA. This is like, you know, tinfoil hat-ish. But here we go. 71.3 to 71.288. Silver has now fallen. What the? I need a second. Dude, it's madness. It's madness. When I brought this up, I said, you know, this is interesting. We have to keep following it. You know, it's not tradable. It's not really actionable. But we'll follow it. And if it continues, if we see a mirror in these moves, maybe silver is leading Bitcoin for the time being. Silver now hit 71.3. That's what we were just saying. Downside on Bitcoin for a bounce. What? Dude, that's weird. That's very weird. Very weird. Let me refocus here. Well, we're coming back to that. Don't let me forget, chat. That's weird. Open below 81, down to 73. Here we go. Silver just not seeming to find support. This is very interesting. Very crappy, but very interesting. Silver broken through the weekly fair value gap here at 72.7. We do have a little bit of a bounce. I don't know if I trust this bounce though. I expected, and I was wrong. I expected silver to open to green in February. You can still see that happen by the end of the week, but right now that's not aging well. Silver did get a little bit of a bounce to 88, but like didn't even hit 90. What the? We might be onto some secrets here, fam. We could be onto some very secrets. Don't tell anyone. Don't let anybody know. You have to come here to find it. To come to us. So into February, yeah, I got to get back on track. Silver traded down to 71.3, so spicy. Hitting lower lows and really struggling to find bids here, it seems. This does not look awesome on low time frames. This is looking rather bear flaggish. Highs are coming down, lows are up. It's not a perfect bear flag. You'd probably want this wick here for it to be perfect. Like that. But looking flaggy, not really showing strength. And that is really surprising to me. After all that move, after the biggest, most historic day in silver's price history, I'll say. Every long absolutely crushed. I can't imagine there's honestly positions open any direction but down. And this is still moving down. That is something. We'll do more into silver, of course. We'll do more into silver, but we want to do, again, the brief of all of these macro charts. Gold. Similar thing. Gold crushing it to 5,600 into the end of January, and right before January ends, closed down under 5,000. Now, still an impressive month for gold. No matter how you cut it, an impressive month for gold. Up 13% after, just months and months and months of up. However, today... Come on now. Today, getting crushed as well. Into February, getting crushed again. Opening up here at 49, trading all the way down to 4,400. Gold has really, man, no bounce at all. Damn. Not looking strong. I was saying this a lot over on Friday. We are largely a crypto channel. We're a trading channel, largely Bitcoin and crypto. And we've seen this before, guys. What does this look like? What does this kind of price action remind you of? Big old climbs, all kinds of excitement, hopes and dreams, and then boom. This is reminding me of many times that I've been traumatized by crypto. This is looking blow off topish. You've moved through this previous support. I guess you haven't fully tested. You didn't test October's high at 4,400. But if gold loses 4,400, man, it looks cooked. Where are we at on the month? That's just February. We literally aren't even a day into February, and look at this monthly candle. It's already almost the entire size of the previous monthly candle here. Opening at 4,300. That would be kind of line in the sand for me. Gold trades under 4,300. I think I just said that. Things are looking really not great on the monthly time frame. Still okay. Be looking for 4,900. They're okay. I don't know, man. Trying to be optimistic. 4,900 would be the monthly open. That's going to be a new resistance / support whenever it's tested. There we go. Trading down, looking really similar to silver in this way. Maybe potentially forming a bear flag. Not quite as developed as silver's, but oscillators are pinned to the ground. Money flow is absolutely out the window. Trucking down. The bigger the time frame you get to, kind of the better things look, I'll say, on indicators. Looking for divergence here for sure on the 12-hour. RSI is really cooked. So is price, but not quite. Crypto taught you a lot. Did not teach us how to gain, though. It did not teach us how to win, apparently. Man, we are so cooked. We have to laugh. We need to laugh, you know. If we don't laugh, then we're losing the battle. We looked really quickly at gold, silver, and Bitcoin. I think we should look at a few other things and then go into kind of their top-down, bigger time frame analyses, right? Yes. I didn't even look at the support and resistances. But there's a few things I want to peek here. This was the repeat of 2022 pattern. We've been looking at this square in the face for a little bit now. Lots of people are looking at a chart similar. And unfortunately, kind of seems like we're on track. Momentum leg breakdown to April, to the April low, where we then consolidate for a little bit, fail to break out, and trade lower down to the 200 week. It looks like it's on track. Damn on track. When we look at Bitcoin against other pairs, this is where it'll get kind of interesting here. We can look at, combine all these charts, Bitcoin versus gold. Now, I was thinking we would have a little bit more energy here at 16. Closed this pair exactly at the golden Fibonacci retracement, the 618 at 16 in this pair. February, I guess, opened lower as Bitcoin sold off and gold was closed. That's my guess. Now trading back up. This could be still holding. We didn't actually get stopped out on this one. This could still be holding as support. It obviously is not clean and not really what I was hoping, expecting, you know. Not quite the level of bullishness I was hoping it would be. But trading above 16, we're here. This could imply, so if we are seeing this trade play out and this support hold, basically what this implies is that either assets are all falling and Bitcoin is just falling slower than gold. That's possible. Or assets are climbing and Bitcoin is climbing faster than gold. And that would be maybe more historically a better fit. Bounce there. Not expecting this to blast off to all-time highs, but I could see pretty easily like a 25% gain against gold here, just as a little bounce. Checking back in, silver. This is the spiciest one. And when you combine all these charts in your brain, you can get kind of an interesting roadmap of just like all these movements at the same time. Bitcoin versus silver. Did something similar here, and I'm guessing this is because Bitcoin traded over the weekend. These didn't. Opening really low, and actually this broke, so this sucks. This pair, Bitcoin's valuation against silver, traded to the lowest point. It traded to the lowest valuation in the entire cycle, even in the entire previous bear market. You have to go back to 2020 to find Bitcoin at a lower value against silver. Breaking that low is bad. It is honestly the exact same thing as when I'm saying breaking silver's low or breaking Bitcoin's April low or retesting it is bad. It's the same thing. It's a macro low You traded higher. You went to all-time highs. You expect or look for higher lows to continue an uptrend. This is a signal of weakness, and it's not just a signal of weakness for now. It's a signal of weakness maybe in a macro time frame versus silver. That's not great. That's not what I want to see. So far, there's been a nice little recovery, 10%. I mean, that is a recovery. It is moving. It does have a higher low here on the day. Man. There's just nothing. This is nothing. Full retracement. I mean, I guess like back here, right? Back to 1200, and then we'll see the fate. Some of these other pairs. What's interesting is like gold hitting that 618, platinum as well, and then silver breaking low. And these are all just at the same time. This is what's interesting is all these pairs are hitting these like macro monthly, quarterly, yearly levels at the same time. Man, that did not play. Bitcoin against stocks, even worse. Bitcoin against stocks rejecting. Did I even see that? Bitcoin versus the S&P rejecting from April's low after breaking it back in November. Lower high, boom, down 9.69 or 10. Basically looking back to August's low, now in sight for this pair. That's pretty brutal. This is actually more bearish. This is more bearish than Bitcoin USD. That is already targeting lower lows. That is insane. We're getting slaughtered, man. Slaughtered. USD JPY continues to recover here a little bit. Peso versus dollar recovering a little bit. That's not what I wanted to really look at. Here's what I really wanted to look at, and then we're going to get into more of the top downs, more into the crowd requests. So this is another not great way of looking at these charts. We saw, this is a Bitcoin Euro. I'll just add these, the tickers. And of course, it's not going to add them all. Cool. Bitcoin Euro. Bitcoin versus the Canadian dollar. Bitcoin versus the Swiss franc and the British pound. We saw these pairs break down below November's low before the USD pair. That is an important piece of information here for the rest of this explanation. They broke November's low before USD. They were a leading sign of the price action to come for USD. Unfortunately, we look at them now, and what do we find? We find that they've already broken April's low. The low that we just tested this morning on USD. They've already broken. They've already traded lower. It becomes suggestive that the USD pair is coming up next on that. Damn, they've already... Huh. Okay, now that's higher than April's low, which is weird. Already broken lower. We see that across the euro, across the GBP, across the CAD, and across the Chief. All the other fiat pairs to Bitcoin are broken April's low. Highly suggestive that 74 does not hold. Hate to say it. Just kind of glancing through some other charts here. ETHUSD breakdown still happening. ETHUSD reaching that full 2,100 support level. Nuking that long. Potentially looking for a bounce here. Nat gas, actually. This is a spicy mix-up. Natural gas closed January incredibly strong. Closed Friday incredibly strong. And opened to just an insane reversal. 23% down in just a few hours of trading. Jeez. Stocks are so like, look at this chart. How can you have a green candle and then a red candle all the way down here? It's a bunch of bullshit. A bunch of bullshit. Losing so much in just one day is insane. This February rollover has really slapped markets around. That's what I'll say. Dollar showing strength into February open. But that strength, I mean, realistically is mid strength, right? Traded lower in January, you recovered, you swept liquidity, and here you are with this little green candle. You have a lot of ground to make up to really get into bully territory or more upside territory. The dollar looks not great. Looks not good. Stocks, pretty much where we left them. Not a lot of update here on S&P/X. Just at all-time high, doing nothing at all. Solana, here's an interesting chart. You guys saw me place the trade here on Solana on Saturday, I think. Didn't think it would fill. It almost got stopped out over the weekend. Yesterday, Solana traded to a lower low at 95.8, but did not get stopped out. There we go. Y'all said I was crazy. You were right. You were correct. Up 46.4% on that trade. And actually, I don't know where it went. Maybe it's on this chart. There it is. Actually, we were slamming trades apparently this weekend because this one also played out. Do you guys remember how many people criticized this that were joining the stream? They were like, wow, you're betting up, you're stupid. That inverse, this is like really low time frame, inverse head and shoulders, played out exactly to the target. It went like, a little bit higher. Very micro trade there. 1.5%. Terrible risk to reward, but whatever. We were on fire. We were on fire. That was it. That was the entire long. There's nothing else left there. That's a decent recovery. Have we traded higher? Okay. Not yet. Very, very close. Let's do the top downs, right? I guess we'll get into looking at the bigger picture for gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Look for those macro levels. Dang. Silver already traded to, January opened at 72.5. It already traded lower. That's crazy, actually. Bitcoin looking like shit. All right. Everything looks like shit. We're going to do some top-down analysis. We're going to look for support targets, bounce targets, everything. But let me see what you guys are talking about first. Nice little 30%-ish. 30%. 30-minute. What am I talking about? 30-minute intro here. Not so bad. Who's here today? Crypto's moving. What's up, Nature's Galaxy? TN Dewilla. Otter Gang. Is Alex O here? What's he up to? How's Alex O doing? What's up, Ella? Dark Side. Pickle, my guy. How are you? Crypto Knight, the Litecoin Maxi. I love you, bro. Did we find out why metals hit so hard? No. That's the thing. No. There is like the kind of, in my opinion, lazy explanation that people have. Lazy. I don't know if lazy is the word, but like Fed share talk, potential like hawkishness in the Fed over the year. We don't have an answer. There's no definitive thing. For me, I was expecting something big. Like, I don't know. Maybe some kind of thing that impacts AI. Like, maybe numbers came out where it's like, profitability was lower than even expected. I don't know. We also saw very hot PPI and core PPI prints on Friday. Those really hot prints are hawkish. They're hawkish for fiscal policy. Basically, everyone has been just leaning on the fact that inflation is cooling, and it's been like a crutch for the economy, or at least for like short term. I don't know. It's been a crutch with these hot prints, and I'm saying hot, like spicy hot. Core PPI was 0.7. I don't know if I don't remember the last time it was that high. 0.7. The forecast was 0.2. And the big kicker is previous was 0. So previous, it was like, oh, inflation's cool. So it's not continuing to heat up. And then bam, we get slapped with that core, that's core regular PPI 0.5 forecast and actual, or previous 0.2. So like more than double. And for core, almost triple, or more than triple. Those big prints could be the factor. I don't know, man. I'm not sure. Those are like the cop-out explanations. The thing is that I feel like we don't have anything that really ties it all together and like truly explains it. What's up, Eternal G? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, my friend. Sorry we're not on Twitch right now. We, instead of streaming to a bunch of different platforms, we made them just YouTube, because I was having issues with the stream. We did just YouTube. Sometimes we do X, and made it so it's higher resolution. I can watch it in 144p. Who here is watching it in that resolution? Anybody? Anybody at all? What's everyone think about XRP? We can look at XRP today. Last time when we looked at it, was not looking hot. What's up, Brother Nature Joe? How you doing, man? Randy Greer. Who else is here? AG. What do you think will dump back to 30 cents? XRP? Is that what you're talking about? JP Morgan needed to close or short on silver. So that was a lot. Two Wheel Crypto pointing that out. We heard people talking about that Friday. Basically, like big players closing positions. I guess. I mean, I guess, right? I guess. I don't know. Doesn't I truly, after spending all day every day for years and years and years and years on charts, truly believe that there's like something we're about to learn about. I don't know what it is, but it's like we're gonna learn about something that's gonna be big. Yeah, not 144p, though we are also streaming in 144p. What levels would I DCA XRP? Well, personally, you guys know how I feel about everything. You know. But doubly so right now. Doubly so personally. DCAing altcoins just at all, and this applies to the altcoins I like. It's not just yours. Seems like a bad bet. We didn't see them perform at all this cycle. Like, they did, like, does that have to apply next cycle? No. But it's a really bad sign. It is a really bad sign that DCAing adults, which I've always kind of cautioned against anyway, is a really bad sign. But we can look for major supports. We can look for areas that we'd hope for it to bounce. Look for it to bounce for sure. 144p makes you feel like you're in 2005. That's true. XCN, I assume it's nuked. Michael Saylor was FOMOing. Where was he? Yeah, Michael Saylor bought again, and you can almost tell now. I feel like you can tell when Saylor makes purchases before he announces them, because price goes down so much. I guess it was on Friday maybe they bought. No, it must have been before that, because it was I think it was 86 or 87 average. Every time he buys, it goes down. We talk all day about supply and demand. Oh, when people buy, it goes up. When they sell, it goes down. I don't know, man. I've been preaching this. I don't know. That's what I learned. But it doesn't seem to be true. Doesn't seem to be. I can't explain further than that, though. What does that mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. What do you mean it doesn't go up when people buy? It doesn't go down when people sell. I don't know, bro. But it just seems to be that when people buy, shit goes down. When people sell, shit goes up. Like, when you talk about, like, a big picture. XMR is getting smashed, I know. I know. I looked at it today. We'll look at it again. We'll look at XMR at some point. And I was like, I should just sell what I bought. I'm still up a little bit. They took her gerbs. TNW. I mean, that's good advice. If you DCA in, you should plan a DCA out as well. I agree. Your mom stopped making you tendies? Well, it's hard times, bro. What's up, Steve-O? Saylor bought 74 millions. I think they bought more than that. Like on Friday, they announced it today. Didn't they add XRP, like Bitcoin? Didn't they add, along with other cryptos, to the banking system? Mel, no crypto has been added to the banking system. They have, in the last year or so, laxed requirements or laxed kind of like custody rules and different things about crypto when it comes to banks. They prohibited banks from discriminating against like crypto customers, but no, banks are not using crypto, bro. They're not. Banks are fighting so hard. Not honestly, I don't think they care that much about like Bitcoin stuff at this point, but they're fighting so hard against stable coins because banks realize that they just get snipped out of that equation. Like if stable coins become the thing and the US like pivots to them, banks are just gone. What do we need them for? Banks would then become like stablecoin issuers and like chain Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. But nah, banks are not in on that. Why is Tether stacking silver? Because Tether is the goated ass company. Tether is goated. That's it. That's all. Tether's like the most profitable company in the world, probably. I think they are. They know what they're doing. Fook the banks, we all agree, Ella. We're all in on that. No, banks, dude, of course. I don't want to, like, it's not about XRP. I don't want to drill into XRP people's, like, you know, I'm not trying to attack them. But no, dude, why would they use XRP? Why would banks use anything? Why would banks ever use a chain that exists? Like, if they had to or found a real reason to, why wouldn't they just make their own chain? You don't need decentralization for a bank. Banks don't need to be decentralized in their business model. It doesn't benefit them. Craig, more silver crashed because silver future contracts were traded more than silver was available. So repricing of silver to be correlated with the physical silver. I mean, there's always that contango or backwardization of, like, you know, perps and spot prices kind of floating away from each other. I kind of doubt that was it. Theoretically, there's no limit on the paper, silver, or gold that can exist. Like, if it's just simply not redeemable for silver or gold, then it doesn't really matter how much there is. You're just trading IOUs that you can't cash in. In reality, it means you're just trading something that's worthless, in my opinion. Neither here nor there. Neither here nor there. But that seems to be it. What's the point of them? Just for speculation. Gold, silver. We'll look at some macro outlooks on these. Pump and dump. Buy low, sell the rip. The next moon boy as the bear market starts. Just saying. Well, I mean, realistically, if we're like entering a bear market, we're already in the bear market. We've already been in the bear market. Like at the latest since October of last year. Meaning we're like 125 days in. If you want to get fancy with it, you probably can reasonably say it started earlier than October. Like looking at Bitcoin Gold or Bitcoin S&P or Bitcoin, honestly, Bitcoin against other fiats, you can go back farther. You can say like December 24. Like there are arguments to be made that this has been going on. And that it was largely hidden by like the debasement of currency, like of the dollar. Because the dollar, Bitcoin USD kept climbing. It didn't break out. It kept climbing though. And at the same time, all the other pairs basically didn't. Like they topped out pretty much in January of 25. Bitcoin Euro, it did break the high in October of 25, but like not, I feel like even if you adjusted it for like inflation, it wouldn't have broken all-time high. It just would have been like a double top. You can see it only very briefly broke in October. We were looking at all these pairs all throughout this time on this channel. A lot of you guys likely remember. We have looked at all of these a lot. We've discussed kind of like what this meant. This is Bitcoin against the Swiss franc, like January 25. It retested this level. Never actually went to 100K, so the Swiss franc has never seen 100K Bitcoin. But failed to break. Like, at the time, I will admit, at the time back here, I assumed that meant that Bitcoin just had another leg up. That's what I assumed. Timing wise, the dollar typically has been the driver and the leader in these pairs. That was incorrect. So bear market, this is the silver lining, are not just starting it. We possibly are like in the trenches already. We're already like through a little bit of it, a little chunk of it. That's some good news. Since Trump coin launched, I mean, when did he? I don't even remember. End of 24, January of 25. That was interesting. That was How did that go? You guys remember when I was telling you this is obviously going to rug? This is obviously going to be worthless. To be fair, I say that about almost everything. So, you know, take that with a grain of salt. Malena went down 99.62%. It's currently trading at 12 cents. Started trading on Binance at 11.60. Bro, like, this was obvious shenanigans, dude. Ain't it interesting? Yeah, I'm going to leave it here. Ain't it interesting that Binance listed Malena and Trump coin at like the very top, and then CZ got pardoned. Ain't that interesting? Maybe not related. Maybe. $79, January 19th. You're right though. You're right. That was the exact top of this candle. $79 now trading at $4.25. Traded down to $1.50 in October. I will give it to I'll give it for whatever this is worth. Never mind, 95%. I was gonna say could be worse. It's 95% down. Could be worse. No, I mean that's about as bad as it gets. Roughly. Okay. Yeah, I really like these headphones, but I think they're just like a little too heavy for me. I think they bother my neck. XRP. We'll look at XRP. I can't believe so many people are asking about XRP. Answer Brent. Answer it, Brent. What did Brent even ask? Do you think Sol can break through 108? I mean, I got a long open on Sol by the hair on my chinny chin. I think it break through 108. My take profit on this long is at 119. Do I feel uncomfortable with that now? Yes. Do I want to move it down to 111? Also, yes. We'll see. But I do have a long open on it. It's up 43%. Bitcoin short from 93.3. Remember when we were talking about shorting the yearly open? There it is, 93.3. Up 150%. Wish I would have gone harder. That would have been great. Said everyone ever who ever had a green position. Wish I went harder on that position. XRPs. We still have to do the top downs for like gold and silver and stuff. All right, we got some viewers. We got a little crowd here. What's up, crowd? All right. Quick question. I'm curious, actually. I'm gonna do XRP. I'll do gold, do silver, do Solana, do whatever. But quick question for real. If you can hear this, please do this. If you're in chat right now, if you want to look at crypto, Bitcoin, crypto, any of that, put a 1 in chat. And if you want to look at metals or stocks or anything else, put a 2 in chat. I just want to get it like a little gauge. I guess I could do a poll. This poll likely reflects the answer there pretty well. But I'm curious. Real world asset. Hey, as a use case. Thank you, Johnny. One silver. All right, so you can say silver. 2 1s, 1s 2s. Okay, a little more split than I expected. A half. 1s, 3s. I mean, keep spamming them up. Well, for like another 30, 40 seconds. You go ahead. Just keep blasting the numbers. Okay. More 2s than I expected. Interesting. So what we'll do for now is we'll jump back and forth in between them. I think that's a good idea. Why do you want to look at XRP? I guess I get why. XRP is really everything. Bring it all to me. XRP is just like living on a prayer, bro. Damn. Yeah, that's not great. XRP closed January down under $2. Both. Appreciate you. Appreciate your honesty. Closed down under $2. Yeesh. This line is already on that chart, but 2021 monthly cycle high 160. There you are, hanging out at 160. My mouse just gets so slow. Under the 20 month. Oh no. Didn't break lower than last month. Okay. You guys are sadists. You love to just get the brutal news here. You love it. 3. Beat my dead horse. $180? No. I'd say upside target for a shorter term move, 181. This is pretty serious support. It was tested in November, in December, in January. 181. Technically, I guess it was like tested back here and here, but 181. This was support. You broke through. You did not stop back at it. I think there's liquidity here. I don't have high hopes the same way I don't really have high hopes about much right now when it comes to upside moves. I don't have much hope that it continues, but I think that there's a play here somewhere. Maybe like 160 up to that 181. Get like a 2-to-1. There we go, just under 150. You're building some div here. You're building a bull div on that low. I just can't trust it yet. You see a lot of these moving averages up here at the $2 range. The likelihood of price coming to the $2 range I think is very good still. Here's your short. There you go. There's your shorter term look. It's really hard to bet up on anything right now. I would not mess with betting up on stuff right now in all reality. You guys asked like for DCA. Where would you DCA? Where would you DCA down? You're not going to like this answer. I'm warning you right now, you're not going to like this answer. But we're going to do that and then we're going to move on. Looking at these more macro retracements. We're talking about bear market numbers, guys. We're not talking about fun bull market numbers. Yeah, you're not gonna like these. You're gonna like these, sonny boy. Yeah. They're also kind of lame. They're also like lame numbers, because they're just psychological. You know, XRP spent a lot of time under $1, and so it's built up a lot of support down there at those numbers. I think just under $1, 95. This ass see. Okay. If I were to look at DCA XRP on the way down, if I had done nothing yet, if I like didn't begin this process, I'd pick up something here like 160. 160 is juicy. It's a good number, 160. My confidence that 160 holds is not great. Not great at all. I think that's more likely. Then I would likely hold DCAing. I would stop. I would give it a break, and I would look down towards $1, 95 cents. This is a pretty historic level. You can see in July of 23, price rallied to there before breaking out. Liquidity absolutely sitting there. Look for bigger buys there. If that broke, you got 75 and you got 50. Like here, this is the reality of where we're at. You know, if the markets reverse and Bitcoin breaks 100K, you know, shit gets bubbly all of a sudden, we can talk differently. But like at the moment, if you're looking for like a long-term DCA down bear market idea, these are the numbers, man. This is it. Like, this is where you're looking. You basically, in all DCAing, you root for price to go down. You want it to go down so you get cheaper numbers. You don't typically do it on the way up. I mean, you can. People do. But down is the better move. Down is where the fortunes are made with DCA. Damn. It's not even that bad, honestly. Down to $1. 73% from the high. In 21, it retraced 85%. From $2 to 85, or to 85, to 30, 85%. In 2017, it retraced 96%. From 3.30 to 10 cents. Just 85, 75. Let's look at like, what is 65? 65 $1.21. Yeah, even at $1 would be good. $1, maybe this is the less fuddy way to put it. $1 looks juicy, boys. This is $1. That's where I'd be looking. All right. XRP, let's go to like gold, silver. Let's do silver. You want to buy more silver waiting for consolidation? Well, I mean, here, ask yourself this, Mesoke. Ask yourself this. And I'm never trying to like, influence what anyone does. You got to do what you're comfortable with, what works for you. But think about this. Were you a buyer of silver? Oh, what's going on here? Were you a buyer of silver above 100? At 100, 110, 120? Were you a buyer? And you don't actually have to answer that. Just ask yourself this. It goes for everybody who is honestly buying anything or looking for anything to retrace. If you were, then why aren't you a buyer at 78? If you're a buyer up 30, 40, 50%, then why are you not a buyer here? And the answer is because you're a FOMO buyer. You buy FOMO. And so if you're a FOMO buyer, see, this is the value of like hearing this and acknowledging this. Is if you are a FOMO buyer, you can be aware that whenever you think you should buy is probably the bad time. And then when you don't think you should buy and when you think you should wait for lower, that's probably the good time to buy. Just saying. We deal with that a lot here in crypto. We are masters of the FOMO ship. Of the FOMOtion, some would say. The FOMOtion. Dude, if silver did top, like, that's crazy. Like, how did we call that? And when I say how, I know exactly how. Fibonacci extensions. The same way we do all of it. Let's look at silver. So, obvious, easy peasy, anybody can do it. Obvious support. Previous all-time high, $50. I mean, just like so easy peas, right? Don't even have to think about it. $50. Now that's still a pretty big move down from here. So will that happen? We don't know. I don't know. Let's take a look at this a few other ways. From the low to the high, that's a 382 retracement. Reasonably, when it comes to logarithmic charts and parabolas, realistically, silver could hit $50 and be incredibly bullish still. Could be. The 382 retracement is not a deep retracement. That is a very shallow, very bull-oriented retracement. Things get spookier lower, of course. The 618, I like this too. Now we're getting in. This is like very far ahead, right? This is not tomorrow. This is not next week. Even though we saw silver move incredibly volatilely, like this is not a short-term price action. This would be likely over the course of multiple years. You can see 20, 28, $30. That wouldn't be that crazy either. That's this 618. It's a golden Fibonacci retracement. The problem with that is like, if that takes 4 years, you lose interest. You're not waiting 4 years for that. You'd still be on your parabolic trend, still be above it. Silver could just bottom out now. Could. Let's go down. I should have gone up, but let's go down. Now let's go up. Look at this on the year for a real fast, quick. Going into silver here. Looking at the macro. Silver spent so much time so low. That is why those big moves are scary. The faster you go up, the less time you spend at each level, the weaker those levels are. Like they're just hollow. It's like building a house on, I don't know, with like hollow concrete bricks, right? They're just like thin shells. You're not building like a landing pad. On the year, picture's a little different. It's not too much different. On the yearly time frame, I'm liking 30 more than this like 28, so I'm just going to get rid of that. Liking this 30-ish. You spent many years here, 2010, 11, 12, 13, at that level as the high for closes and opens before trading into a higher low. retesting higher low and breaking out. That's a reasonably strong level. I know that's a huge drop from here still, though. If 50 is lost, I would pull and wait until 30. We do have a closer support. Let's get into this too. Look at this. This is why indicators are just useless to you during crazy uptrends and downtrends. It's like, look at MACD. MACD is just like, it's like, I don't even know what's happening. I need an adult. Okay. Silver top down, looking for bounces. So we are at a level. This is I guess the crappy part of this is we are basically here already. 72. By the weekly time frame, I would say it's like 72.8 right here. We have a weekly order block. This is like some of the only support that silver built anywhere near 100. You have this order block or fair value gap. You left this behind. You broke higher. You did test through it, which isn't the best, right? It's not the best, but you've already made it back to the top of the fair value gap. That's decent. That's a bullish little bid there. Closing above 78.8 is solid AF. On the weekly, it would point back to the 104-ish area. They look like this. What meme coin is this? It's a silver coin. 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍. Silver coin. Every day. That's it, though. This is the problem. This is the problem that we just know it too well in crypto. Yes, that's all you got. It's all you got, man. You got nothing. When you don't spend time building on the way up, you don't have anything to lean on when you start moving down. There it is. Like, this is how I see the chart. I can definitely see a bounce from here on silver to 104. I was looking for some kind of bounce into February. We didn't get it yet. You have the only support on the weekly time frame here. Below that, it's all the way down to 50, the previous all-time high. That's rough. Or your moving averages catching up slowly, but surely. Why are the colors all weird on these? I never make those my colors. Here we go. 20 days, 20 weeks down here. It's still untested. I mean, this low sucks, but other than that, like, this is still trucking. Can trade sideways and let these averages catch up. Yep, daily also in the same boat, confirming there's nothing there. There we are. So here's what I'd be looking for silver. If we can get this weekly close, or honestly just any sustained trading above 80, I think we're moving back to like 104. Might be a little bit too big of a bounce. I think your odds are good if you can close above 80 this week to look back to 100. Problem is if you don't. You make it up here, or even if you do, you don't quite make it, you don't break through, you don't recover, you got nothing. You have tapped the liquidity that's available. You did it in a very, very fast, very aggressive move. You've wiped out a lot of the leverage, and you have not afforded yourself any support until 50. So I'd be looking for a bounce here, and if that, I mean, this is tradable in this sense then, right? Because you can say, all right, I'll look for a bounce here. If it trades lower, I'm out. I can look for a long, well, you can go back 100, 90, whatever. You can have a tight stop, because if it trades lower, you're out. There's no support. You pull long positions and you wait for what, like 50. Maybe you go 53 if you're a little more on the bully side. 50 if you're on the safe side, and you could just target back to like 72. All right, so you fail. Boom. Right? You lose 50 and then shit looks bad and you're in a longer term retracement, and you've got some juiciness in the, Where did I say? Was it 30 in the 30s? And that's it. There's like the big outlook on silver. It's probably not the outlook people want. Never is. But you're not cooked yet. Certainly not looking good. I'm going to move this over because I don't want any illusions to think we called this bottom or something. Though if we had looked at the weekly, this is where we would have been looking, but that's okay. I don't want any illusions that we were calling for this. I'm just going to make this 100. I like 100. There it is. You have got to give if you want to be my lover. Still not looking great. I'll appreciate these higher lows on the low time frame for silver. I like these higher lows. But there's not much else there for you. Not a lot going on. Oh, is my gold... I wonder if my gold long got stopped out. I did take profit on half of it at 5,000. Live in front of you guys. So it's not the end of the world. This is looking very flaggy. I was saying that earlier. Not much has changed there. Your highs are coming down. Your lows are coming up. Until that changes, you're not doing anything. You're just hanging out. I have tight alerts, though. We'll set them and come back. Junior mining stocks will be bigger than crypto. Which ones? Illa. Money will rotate. It will. It must. It has to. Devs go burger. Bro, is Bitcoin bullish? Shamahomad Mandialamed 3085. I mean, what time frame are you talking about? Overall, overall, yeah. Like, in the biggest of pictures, Bitcoin's bullish. Is it bullish here today? Is it bullish in the next hour? I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so. Bitcoin's recovery is at least a little bit better, I'll say, than like gold and silver or maybe some of the other charts we've looked at so far. I do think we are looking for Bitcoin to reverse here, either intraday or intra-week. And as I say reverse, I actually mean trade back down. You set a low on Saturday. You hit 79.3. We perfectly took profit on that long. You broke down lower to 74.4. This is April's low. You know, you're within pennies, close enough. And you've moved all the way back to that initial bounce. So you have tested this resistance twice. You have weakened it. You have shown that there were buyers or liquidity here, which shouldn't be a mystery. Everybody should have known that. That's easy to tell. At the moment, this is good. I don't expect it to continue up like this. That would be great. I don't really expect it. That would probably be, I'd say, like 15% possibility. But what I think can play out here is another higher low. And now you have a pretty solid bottom, at least for a more sustained bounce. Like a 1, 2, 3 bottom, triangle bottom, whatever you want to call it. On this low, we would obviously look for divergence. We would look for some kind of horizontal support. Maybe just take this wick. Ooh, look at that. Tap, tap. Higher RSI. That's good. I kind of digging this. So we took the long from 78 to 79.3. I wonder if that exact level. So if I was more bullish than I am right now, if I was looking for continuation this week, like no pullback here and just higher up, maybe that's the right value again. You can see this was the play. Obviously, the long played out. Support was tested, failed, tested, lost. And then we see 1, 2, 3 rejections as resistance before driving lower. Right back up. Pop. Retested the high. So to return to there, if you're looking for like a higher move up, that could be the entry. It's pretty close to price. $500 down though. I think this one gets wrecked, honestly. Oh, we already have the short there at 84. There it is. If I was, again, looking for that to continue riding up, I would look at to close out at 84. That doesn't even look right to me. So is Bitcoin bullish? In low time frames, I don't think so. In medium time frames, not really. In longer time frames, not really. In the biggest overall, grandest picture, of course, yes, always. Always. God, these are the worst of times. The worst of times. I didn't zoom out, so we did silver. We did big top down on silver. Let's revisit Bitcoin here. It's BYOB, bring your own Bitcoin. It's a fire sale. It's a fire sale. Can we do the 2021 fractal? The 22? You mean this bad boy? Revisited? Yeah. Here we are. It's a good place to start. What about the gap at 81? Exactly. Exactly. Precisely. Precisely the gap at 81. That's why this. That's why that. We came up with that Saturday. Yep. Precisely. So this is like the barium, really textbook, like basic bitch bear chart. We placed this before the fall. The fall, happened afterwards. We placed it here. We placed it there. Let's see. So basically what this fractal, in my opinion, is looking for is that full test of 71. I think we continue to see the full test of 71 and we dick around at this level. That's what this fractal says. I don't know. Should I say that's what I think? I mean, I guess that's what I think now too. This is what the fractal is displaying. A fall and then just a will it, won't it recovery. And the price is perfect. Now, you can replace it, and that's the problem with these fractals. It's like, dude, they're just gibberish a lot of the time. Bitcoin's very fractal-esque constantly, but in our experience of following them, they're rarely tradable. We could say that, like, okay, the tap would be here, and this would still look right, but either way, what it's really telling us is it's looking for the move down, which we got, it already called, and now it's looking for a period of essentially sideways retesting recovery highs, building some kind of bullish pattern, probably like a flat top with higher lows, and then just a breakdown again. That breakdown, very likely, the next leg, would bring us to the 200-day or 200-week moving average. It's currently at 60K, 58. By the time this happens, if we see like a few weeks of sideways, could be as high as 60. What's interesting is then it gets really close to this whole zone, this whole range. In the last bear market, not only did we overshoot the 200-week, we stayed below the 200-week for quite some time. Almost a year, 270 days. With just a few closes, a few days trading above and below. If we expect that to happen again, to look the same, unlikely that 200-week is the bottom, right? We would look for prolonged period of trading underneath it. Poopy. Poopy. Something interesting. The strongest price to the downside, I'd say like the strongest in relation to how close it is to price, is 49 or 50K. Not only is it just psychological number, but this is like the most perfect. Do you guys remember this price action? Man, this was 2 years ago now. It feels like yesterday when we got the ETF. The ETF fake out listing, fake out price, dumped, and then just blasted through. That is, at 49K, we got a perfect wick, a perfect rejection. Breaking into 2024, into the summer when everybody got crazy bearish again, that wick brought us exactly to that high. These were perfect. You had a resistance, broken, back tested, held a support, and refused to allow price to get close again. That's a strong support. This is one of the only clean wick, test, retest, whatever you want to call it, like secured levels. We don't really get these in Bitcoin in a bull run. It's going to be interesting. It is below the 200 week. It is 60 something retracement, 61% retracement from the high. It's interesting. We literally never got anything like this in a bull run. Like bull run, blast up. Here it broke all-time high. No pullbacks of any kind. Broke up, pulled back. No real back test. Like this kind of got close, but it's bigger than you think. It's a bigger percent. It's about 10%. We just never had, in the recent times at least, anything like that. This is a perfect example. June, this happened. That was at 3K. Here's, ooh, I just stumbled onto something. Chat, did we just find the next big alpha? Are we going to call the bear market bottom of this cycle at 49K now? This is the most recent example of what we saw at 49. Boom. Look what happened. Look what happened. Bear market bottom was 3,100. This was at 3,000. That's like very, 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 very close. 3%. You can say that it's like the same number. They're so close. That's the last time we got something like that. The times previous, they were never broken or never tested. Or maybe that's it. Never tested. That might mean this is never tested. It's kind of a hard bet. It's a little bit out there. It's a little crazy. But it's not nothing. I was fully expecting either to not find examples or for those examples to have like been broken. But instead, they lined up really well. Something also interesting about this fractal and the 200 week is our God trend line here. The godly trend line. This helped us identify the 2022 bear market bottom. I don't know how much trust we can put in it. I mean, I'm going to clickbait with it. I'm going to talk about it. I just don't know how much trust we can put in. Because every time I've seen Bitcoin make a trend line like this, like a macro, like cycle long trend line, it always breaks. They just have always broken. Maybe that eventually that won't be true. Maybe this is the one. But like, it's scary to try to trust it. This helped us call the bear market bottom in 22. Price tapped it, moved away, and now what's interesting is the fractal kind of brings us right back to it. If we refit the fractal, which we're always doing. Oh, wow. If we refit the fractal to this, using the trend line as the initial bottom wick, that gives us 71K right here. Gives us a perfect test. Weird. We might have discovered some secrets. Legends of the hidden secret temples. It is possible that if this trend line is tested, and it seems likely over this year, that the 200 week will be overlapping with it, which is very unexpected. I would not expect that to happen. That would likely be confluence as support. Interesting. 10K to 5K is minus 50%. That is obvious. That's true. Dude, that's kind of fire though. I'm actually like liking this now. The fact that we got the wick high into the wick low on the way up, and that never happened in this run. And it only really happened once before right here, and that was within 5% of the bear market bottom. This is pretty cool. That's not nothing. Is it coincidence? Maybe. Like you do like 2 or 3% up and it's just 50K. Right here. What if that was the bear market bottom? That wouldn't be so bad. 60%. That wouldn't be so bad. We can do that. Problem is I probably wouldn't really buy any big. Like I wouldn't be like a big buyer. And then I wouldn't get a lot of cheap corn. That made me sad. But there it is. We just bounced off Orlando. You are correct. You are tuned in. Tuned in. Bitcoin making a very important technical move. The problem here, Orlando, is we just tested it. We got a low green. Unsurprising. The liquidity was there. The stops are there. Unsurprising. It was almost like guaranteed we get some bounce when we touched it. The issue I have at the moment if I can find the chart, is that we have now seen all of the other pairs break it. So, you know, if the other fiat pairs were chilling, same spot that USD was chilling, I could ignore it and say, yeah, it's not a big deal. Or maybe just one of them was. Not a big deal. The problem, though, is that all the major currencies, CAD, Euro, Chief, GBP, all the other ones, everything has already broken that low. It's already taken out that low. You can see here on the Euro, it actually happened in January. It happened on Saturday. Happened on Saturday. These broke their low. They also broke their October's low, November's low, whatever. They also broke their October low before the USD pair did. November low, whatever. They did it like a few days ahead. So what we're seeing, the same way that Bitcoin USD had higher highs in 25, what we're seeing is the Bitcoin USD pair basically holding on to support due to the debasement of the dollar, just due to the dollar, the weakness. These pairs have already done it. They led the breakdown. They've already broken. I think that is, you know, nothing's guaranteed, but it is such a strong indicator that BTC USD is also going to do the same. It makes sense. There's so much room here. Like, you can do so much and it just not amount to anything. All these VWAPs, cute VWAPs. Let me show you what I mean. By the way, guys, I keep forgetting, and I'm just terrible at streaming. Keep forgetting. I need you right now, everyone. Listen up, everybody. Everybody, right now. Everybody, listen. Hit the like button. Click it. Click that like button. Subscribe. Put a message in the live chat. Vote in the poll. Hype it up. Help us get into the algorithm. Okay. Okay, there we go. Don't ride the coattails of others on the likes. They're free. And they're priceless to me. What is this? This is some old ass TA. Dude, we've been doing this too long. I don't know what's going on there. Yeah, how to get rid of him. Here's the problem. Even if we don't trade down to 71-ish, like this week, which I think looking at the chart is the likely scenario. Even if we don't, there's just so much room for Bitcoin to move up. Like, you know, let's start with 81. We have the open CME gap. Looking likely we'll hit 81, even if we're going to go down lower. 84, here you go. You got this big old support. That was the breakdown level. Easily could be retested and get sent lower. But even if that doesn't stop you, continue all the way up, right? 98, even 98 is just going to be an equal high. And that isn't going to get you. That still isn't really helpful. Rejection from 98 is starting to become like the rejection from like the 106 we were talking about. If this rejects, it's like bearatory. I mean, we're already in bearatory, but that would be like the ultimate short. In the other scenario, which I think is getting farther and farther off the table, is like, even if we go all the way back up to like 110 and have like a bunch of euphoria, we're not. We're just nowhere. We're nowhere. We just haven't made it out of the woods. 103 here. Like, we can get to such high numbers and we're just at another lower high. And after painting lower lows, you know, it's just like not getting us anywhere. The hopium, the bull case is this. The bull case is that even if we do trade lower, maybe we connect it like this. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that. There you go. The bull case, that looks janky, but I'll take it. Screw it. The bull case is that we've seen a pattern on macros do this in other charts, and we've seen it not play out uber bearish. We've seen it play out in ways that have brought us continuation to all-time highs. Basically like this. It's like falling, broadening wedge. Oftentimes you'll see like a rejection here, then move up. We've seen it. I believe this actually happened. It happened right here. Actually, I remember this in 2023 when we were live streaming. We're talking about something like this. It's like that. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look. But it was like something similar to this. This was very bearish. You had a high, an all-time high. It's, honestly, it's starting to look a lot like it, but break down. That brought you just right back up. You rejected, kept moving, right? We've seen this in the bull run. We've seen it, I think it was the SPX. Yeah, we've seen it on SPX. This one looks a little different, but it's still the same concept. It's like all-time high, breakdown. I guess this is a double version, right? But we've seen this pattern in the past on assets play out. I just don't think that it's like the best bet, right? It's not the most probable with that pattern, but it's possible. That's the bull case. The bull case is that this is all a trap. I would love that. I'm gonna take this one day at a time. But there's just not much hope. There's just not a lot there. You have another test of April, and so the long story short is like you bounce here, and what do? If you don't break all-time high, you're just at a lower high, and you're looking at a head and shoulders. You're looking at a breakdown. Just looks bad. I wish it looked better. It was looking, I could at least remain hopiumed, even though I still am. I could remain hopiumed here because we were low, all-time high, higher low. You know, we were still technically trending up with the higher low. Now that we've retested, it's like at best a double bottom, equal low. It's not the uptrend that it was, even with just a slightly higher piece there. Okay. Shit, I've just been in the zone. Bitcoin's creeping on down to that entry. We've had some subscribers today. What's up, Maddie Potty, JRE Emerson, The Trade City, Danny Boy, Waljid, Jonah Keith. I think I probably missed a few. If you're here today, put something in the chat. Let me hear you. It's all going down. It's a scam, Devin McFly. Life is a scam. What's up, Baroque, BTS, Caesar, Celopra, Coca-Cola still here, still chatting, bro. What's up? Compliment Desk. Ooh, Complaint Desk. Never mind, the opposite. Crypto Knight, Sharknado. How you doing, man? What are you looking at? What crazy stuff are you looking at today? What's up, Dutang, Devin, Illa, Goss, Iozu, Joe Potter, It's Jesus Kick, Coons Made, Manuel Cotta, New Earth Guardian, OU Surf Polo Boyle, Pologic, Rick Topper, Sos, The Real King Solomon, Turfman Tomas. Enjoying the education? Hell yeah, BTS. Sometimes we're educating and sometimes we're doing nothing. Sometimes we're chilling. You need a good mixture. Look at gold next. I'm gonna look at some altcoin. Appreciate you. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate each and every one of you. I'm sure you think I say that to all the girls, but I do. I appreciate all you guys. Without you guys, this channel wouldn't exist. Something you've been watching for years. Why do people even care? Just short instead of long and stop holding spot. Well, I mean, I guess an argument many can make, myself included, is I've been holding spot for almost a decade. And so for me to just like sell my spot, it like doesn't really make sense. I mean, that's what, in my mind, maybe it's can't be a sunk cost fallacy because I'm up, I don't even know, 20x, 30, like who knows. I'm gonna sneeze. But it's like in that category. It's like, no, I don't. I've held it this whole time. I'm not gonna get rid of it. If you bought, I don't know, you bought earlier, then yeah. Or you bought later, you bought in the last year or two. Maybe that's the move. Why people care? Because they lose money. Because their portfolios are down. They looked at their portfolio at the all-time highs of price, and they locked that number into their brain, and they made the conscious thought of saying this isn't the highest it's going to keep going higher. So I'm not going to sell it all, or else they've sold it all. And so they've locked that in. In fact, they've locked in a higher number that never existed, and now it's gone down, and it's not that higher number, and it is threatening to continue to go down. It feels bad. We're humans, man. We're humans. At the end of the day, we, in trading, act robotic, and we tend to do better just by acting more robotic in the sense of like setting orders, doing math, letting math maybe dictate our moves versus emotion, and then walking away and just removing that element. The reason we do that is because we just aren't capable of controlling our emotions, really. If we were, we would have no issues trading, or at least very different issues trading. Humans are just not, we just can't do it. We can't do it. It's fundamentally part of us. We are dictated largely by our emotions at all times, even if we don't think so. What's up, Nachi? David Fabrici. What's up, David? What's up, boys? Wyckoff distribution, Crypto Jack style. JT Jesus, I love Crypto Jack. I wish he still streamed. I don't know if he still does. Let me see. Has he posted about Wyckoff? Is that what you're saying? I assume, actually, you know, now that I even think about it for 1 second, I'm positive this is a Wyckoff distribution. Yeah, positive. That'd be a good clickbaity thumbnail. No, that's accumulation, you bitch. I said distribution. There is more than one schematic. It doesn't always just look like this. We didn't really get like 3 highs in the same way, but you don't need them. I don't think you need them. Nah, it's not doing well. What do you got? Hi, BC, so, AR, so, UT, UTAD. Then, I mean, I guess this is the Lipsy. No, be like here. And the 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it fits. Definitely fits. It's not the craziest. Is the most clear Head and Shoulders ever. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so clear. The Head and Shoulders was not on the table, though, until the retest of April. Once April was retested, once this low was tapped, you now have a high, a higher high, and a retest. And while it's not technically a Head and Shoulders yet, it's a Head and Shoulders, and this was my warning, off of any lower high. Doesn't matter where it goes, right? Any lower high, it's still a Head and Shoulders. The only way you get out of this problem is if you hit all-time highs. It's the only way you get rid of the Head and Shoulders. Phase E incoming, it seems that way. Something like Hype is finishing accumulation stage E. So you think that Bitcoin is going to significantly break down, but you think Hype, the coin, is going to move up? It's a very, I mean, it's an argument I wouldn't make, not about Hype, but just about anything. Good rapper named 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍, it is. 𝐒𝐈𝐆𝐍, the breakdown. They call me the breakdown. What's up, Made 4K? ISM? What is ISM? Definitely teaching us patience. Part of this fam. Seabass, hell yeah, brother. Patience, channels, and maybe even myself at times, but typically successful trading channels feed you hype. They feed you like a sexy lifestyle. They feed you luxury. They feed you just all these things that aren't about trading and aren't the ethos or core of trading. Trading is not sexy. Trading is not fun. Trading is not like, you know how hackers are portrayed in movies? It's like the same thing with traders. It's like, no, hacking isn't cool or sexy or like any of that. It's like very boring. And so is trading, at least when it's done correctly. Trading is virtually all about patience. It's about calculation, some analytical skills. It doesn't take that much. And then it's about patience. And when we say patience, it's emotional control, self-control, and discipline. And that's why it's hard. It's the only reason it's hard is the self-control and discipline. Everything else is easy. PMI index. ISM. PMI index. Oh, manufacturing. I have never paid big attention to manufacturing index for crypto. When is that coming out? That came out this morning. Manufacturing is up. It's up. I don't think that is a super crypto related. I don't think the impact is very strong. I would be hesitant, honestly, to weigh in on it at all with kind of any implication for Bitcoin. A lot of people are looking for alts to pump without Bitcoin. Yeah, I think they're going to be really disappointed. Your alt, in general, your alt didn't pump with Bitcoin. It didn't pump when liquidity was just flying in. Sorry, but the odds of pumping without it are very low. Damn. Monero, dude. This was my star. I should have known not to get my hopes up. I should have known. Well, at least we sold. You guys saw me sell Monero live. All the way back here. It was like a Wednesday, middle of January. It was like 7:49. It was like 7:40 or something. Saw me sell some live. But dang, I absolutely expected it to hold. Like, I absolutely expected this rally to continue. There it is, you know, like, despite everything saying down, it still has that ability to just like grip us and be like, no. Yeah, this is the exception. Not this time, sucker. You guys saw me buy a bunch of Monero at 350 on the live. We've hit lots of great longs on it. Kind of seems like that time's coming to an end though. With 418 broken, this is shit. This was the last line. It's like you could retest this and move back up, but now that you've hit a lower low, like I'd fade every bounce. I'd fade like every bounce. I'm glad that I took a little bit of profit. I remember saying to you guys while we were live, I was like, this feels terrible. I don't want to do this. I was like, but it reminds me of Ethereum at 5K where I took some profit in front of you guys and I was like, this feels terrible. I wish I didn't do this. And aged well. God damn. Yeah. This whole cycle sucked, bro. The whole cycle just fucking sucked. Monero was one of the best gains from cycle high. Went up 55%. Bullshit cycle. Bullshit. I want a refund. I need a refund. I'd like a refund. Can I have a refund? I know, Caesar. It was way too good for way long. And the gem of it, and honestly, this is reality. The reason that I just was so confident that it would bounce again is because it was up so high for so long, but we were on this. You can even see these positions. We were on this coin way before anybody. We were on this coin first. I'll just say it. I doubt anybody was on this talking about it publicly before us. Like we were on it. Zek was running and I was like, yeah, Zek's all right, whatever. But like Monero, I think Monero's going to blast. Like I have clips of me saying this forever. And we just hit it so well. And then it just dumpstered. Like everything, right? Dumpstered like everything. I can still see this trading back up, you know. Some kind of bounce. You go back to like 517. But like, you know, my bullishness on it is probably over. At least for now. For the short term. Had a great run. Hell of a year. Hell of a year. Getting a refund on your tax? Hell yeah. Here, yeah. Hells to the yeah. We're going to look at gold. We didn't do a top down on gold. It's not over? Yeah. Might not be. Might not be. Interesting. Gold versus stocks. Hit a crazy wick low. I inverted it because it's gold versus stocks, not stocks versus gold. Pulled back. Actually, could still go. What does this mean, though? That's crazy short. I think this chart, despite today's price action, is telling us that gold is, even though it pulled back, like look at this, is actually really clean. Even though it had a gnarly pullback and we saw that on gold, it still looks like gold is going to outpace stocks. Maybe that comes in this form. Maybe it comes in this form of stocks not breaking out. They really have been moving slow. I guess stocks always do. But like, they really have been moving slow at this all-time high. We talked about a potential short up at this level, honestly, as far back as like early 25. Here we are, moving slow. That short is underwater, but not by a lot. If this one doesn't play out, 7,469, like this stop could be much tighter. That'd be the measured move. And I think that short could ride all the way back down to 61. So that could play out. This is what I was on, is the gold stock chart could play out like this. Gold could not do anything. Gold could just sit there, or it could go up, but it could just sit at the level it's at now. And if stocks came down to 61, that would be like the exact driver. That would drive this right back up. And gold wouldn't have to move an inch, value-wise. The gold-silver ratio reversed perfectly a trend. There's a lot of coincidences going on. When it comes to these big charts, man, there's a lot of coincidence. A lot of like just super macro time frames converging at levels. It's weird. Goldie, 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 goldie. Drop from here. It's always going to be on the table, 2,000. And remember, I'm not calling for these numbers. I'm calling for them eventually. Eventually gold will trade at 2,000. Could take 10 years, right? But eventually it'll come back to that all-time high. It's like the only support you got. It's just like silver in that way. Pull back, higher low, and break out, and now nothing. You got nothing below you. A little bit, maybe. Okay, let's mark these on the way up. On the month, we got right here. Just do it like that. Something here. Let's say 3,500 maybe. Got like a gap. Resistance on the month. Okay, right here too. Call it like that. There it is. Hey, you guys like this hoodie? This BYD-Fi hoodie. It's actually pretty sharp. Got dog hair all over it already. Look at that. Professor Bean sends her regards. So yeah, gold's pullback. Where we look for a bounce. Gold's pullback is cleaner than silver's for the moment. Weekly order block tested. Silver nuked through its, but has wicked up since. Gold testing the top of it. Coming back up to the monthly open at 4,900. You were looking for a short, that's probably the spot. Could wait for 5,000, but that was probably the spot. This is more decent. I think this is looking stronger. I think that gold stock chart makes sense here. If this doesn't hold and we continue to see selling this week, under 4,300, I think that's where I said it's nuked if it misses it. You got support at 3,500. Maybe you see like a little bounce here. Right. Under 3,500, you got 2750. And all the way down at the previous all-time high for like, we're talking long-term downside forecast if that's in the cards. Pretty simple. One big complaint I had with gold and silver, and you'll notice I complained about it because I complained about it and now we got it. Our prayers were answered. While we were all the way up here, it probably was on Wednesday, on the rally day. Oh, it was FOMC, maybe. I was talking about gold and silver moving up, and people were like, well, where's it going? How high is it going? And my answer was, well, we don't have any tools. We don't have anything to kind of go on. We're able to get these upside targets and price exploration by using the fib tool. And it very reliably has worked for us. It gave us 5K, gave us 122 on silver. And I said, but the problem is that these now have run. And this was during this time frame. I was like, the problem is that these have run. And we're out of extensions. Like, unless we start just using silly extensions that we don't usually use, like, we're already past them. And so I don't really know what to do. And it's funny that it only took, you know, at most a few days, if it wasn't like the next day, to change that. We now have a pullback. We now have a high to a low, and we now can use our fib tool again. We have a new extension. We have a new upside target to look for. 72, 65 for gold. We had nothing. We were past everything. And it was like clockwork. As soon as that was the case, they moved up a little bit and came back down. Let's look at silvers, because silver also has a big one. We were out of the extensions in the short term. We only had macro ones. There we go. It's kind of interesting that silver still gets back to like the 200s. It's pretty obvious to me if it breaks 122, if it recovers from this, that it's going into the 200s. Tyler S. Crypto. Shout out to Tyler S. Crypto, guys. You guys know Tyler? Love that dude. Personal friend of mine. This guy. Nope, not that guy. That is not YouTube. This guy. You guys know this guy? Love this guy. He's texting me. Here's his channel. You should subscribe to him. He's funny as hell. He makes me laugh all the time. He just texted me. He's just said, F this market, bro. Yeah, go follow him. Love Tyler S. He's hilarious. Yeah, he is. Ooh. I said ooh, but I know better. You know, we're ooh, but we know better. Yeah, nice little green candle, but like, don't ignore what's happening. Nice little candle. Still just lower highs, higher lows. Don't get excited. As soon as you get excited, it goes back down. There we go. Gold 2. A little floaty action. F it. Earth it. Bitcoin doing nothing. God, Bitcoin. You're grounded, Bitcoin. You're grounded until you fix your face. Pack your shit up, Summer. Get your shit together, Summer. Summer, pack your shit up. Get it in a backpack. Get it together, Summer. Get your shit together. I haven't watched Rick and Morty in a long time. Whatever happened to that? I loved Rick and Morty, and then I don't know. I just stopped talking about it. I stopped hearing about it. People stopped talking about it. Maybe it was like the first few seasons were fire, and then it was like just okay after that. Total crypto market cap also looks like garbage. See, that reminds me. Now you're the talk of the town. You gum around. What's up, Bitcoin Bijan? I don't know why that didn't announce that. I appreciate you. Bitcoin Bajan super chatted $10. You're the man. So can we look at 𝐂𝐈𝐆𝐍? Yeah, 𝐂𝐈𝐆𝐍. I will warn you, like I've been warning people. I'm just gonna call it as I sees it, and it has not been so great for all the charts we've looked at lately, because it's just not seeing anything great about them. I can't believe, looking at this, I cannot believe this chart didn't break out. Look at that. How did you not break out? That's a bad sign. At $1, man, 22 hit $1, rejected, traded down to 1 cent, went down 99%. Went all the way back to $1, went about, that was more than 100x, 1200% from a penny. Rejected there again, and now is painting lower. This is a rough chart, brother. My brother. I would not buy this chart, to be honest. The hopium here is that like you get a lower high and you're going back to $1 eventually, but like, dude, I don't know. That seems rough. I can't believe that didn't break out. That is such a clean, like you went all the way to a penny and then all the way back to $1 and you didn't break it. What sellers were still there? That's insanity. But it never broke. It never broke out. Didn't go to 21. That was, maybe we should have known when the move was 21. Maybe we should have known. It's wild. $0.24-$0.25 monthly. Damn, this doesn't look good. It's not the 618. That could be worse. Could be. What's up, Dominic, Nachi, David? If you're out there and you haven't subscribed yet, join us. Just like those fellas did. Oh my god, this is so cursed. Look, this is it. Like, here's your support. Did not care. What's up, Simply Chon? Super chat at $5. Can we look at hype? Yeah, we'll look at hype then. This is cursed. You have no support here. That's going to be a big problem for me with this chart is like, maybe not. And then I say that, like, maybe or not. This is it. This is a big problem with the chart for me, but this is it. It's like, okay, you got this. It's your 618, right? It's your 618 retracement. You got the only efficiency and price action on the way up here on the week. Not even on the month, just on the week. And you've technically already lost that level and close below. You got nada. Nothing. Nothing at all here. At all. You just went up. You didn't build any support. It just went up. You either hold this level or you're just going back to a penny, it seems. That's the way it looks to me. And we can talk about bull div and whatnot, but dude, just be very careful with this. Be very, very careful. Without like the entire market recovering, the odds of this like doing much, I think, are low. It doesn't mean that I don't think you can maybe get out of a position a little higher, you know. Back testing 10 cents maybe looks decent enough. $0.20. I don't know how long that would take. You know, those things can happen. But my gosh, this is a roughie. A roughy toughie. You want to kind of check. I just want to slap these bad boys on. What does this look like? Yeah, maybe the only hopium I have for you is you are right now in this week at the death cross, at the first weekly death cross ever. And, you know, I say the hopium because that is supposed to be a bearish signal. We've seen them play out opposite. You're really, really far from the death cross. That is up here, like 25 cents. That's interesting. I don't think I would like catch this knife for that reason necessarily. Damn, it's right here this week. I think that reasonably is looking for like little exhaustion in the selling, perhaps. I say that. But then there's no exhaustion here. I don't know. There you go. There's your counterintuitive hopium. That's all I got for you. That's what I got. You got the death cross literally right here on the week. You're at the 618 and you're at your only support. I think it is reasonable to say that, like, if you'd see this trade down, I'd just be out of this myself. I would not be in. What's up, Dave K? I see you subscribing. Welcome, my fam. Dave K is goated. Wow. Wow. Interesting. I didn't expect this. Hype maybe is worth looking at. Someone was saying that earlier. Maybe that was you. Somebody was saying about hype going up. What do I see for BitTensor? Oh, they said, do I use it? I was like, no. What? Should you sell or wait? What are you talking about, Dante? You look at Nat Gas. I'm gonna look at hype for our friend Chan, but Nat Gas is right here. Nat Gas is an interesting chart. Very weird chart. Very weird chart. Traditional markets are a scam. Sell everything, it's going to zero. All right. You had a good run. Hype. Hype is a little interesting. Very hesitant to speak bullishly or suggest bullishness about an altcoin chart. Market is just not hot. This is hard to lean bully. This has some things going for it. This is interesting here. This is on the daily time frame. So we have seen a higher low paint, and we are still below our descending high trend, our resistance. That's kind of interesting. What this at least means to me is that there's a logical trade to be made. I'm not sure how I feel about it, but there's a logical trade to be made. You're holding on to this low. Can look maybe for like 30. And you're betting on this breaking, right? I mean, if you could bet on it not breaking and do like a 1-to-1 back to the trend. Or you are betting on it bullish, being bullish. This is the hard sell for me. It's like, I don't know how you do that right now. Aim for 40. I'll have to look at this in higher time frame. This is interesting though. Like, this rally is cool and nice, but it only brought you to resistance. That's not the cool part. The cool part is that profit taking didn't bring it lower. That alone is enough to pay attention. But this is like, for me, where it really actually is kind of spicy. Against Bitcoin, it actually is performed really well last week against Bitcoin. Really, really well. 23 to 39. That's a big jump. 50% against Bitcoin last week. Didn't break October's low. Held the low. What is going on here? What is happening here? Your kind of monthly resistance. You're at like the end of the line there for Bitcoin pair. What in the hell? Damn. Actually, this keeps looking better when I look at it. 200 day. This 200 day. Blasted through it. Like, that's like not perfect, but like back tested it. Held it, moved higher, higher, high. Even yesterday, moved right to resistance and pulled back. It's like behaving well. It's respecting the TA. What's really interesting here, and I'm in this camp, is I bought some hype like, you know, a year ago or whatever. I don't know, I get maybe $1,000. I bought it back here where we were doing this long. And in the USD pair, right, like just saw it, it's like got shit on. But what's interesting is all of those buys are now in profit. They now have outpaced Bitcoin from that time frame. Meaning like these buys here, though they are they down in dollars still? Yeah. Yeah, definitely down in dollars still. You know, they're 40 now, they're 35. They've actually outpaced Bitcoin in that time, meaning they were a more profitable purchase than Bitcoin at that time. It's going to be really, really difficult to imagine this going to all-time highs against Bitcoin. 50.4. Very, very difficult. I don't know if I can even say it out loud. I might jinx it. But this is an interesting chart. I appreciate you guys bringing this to my attention. This is not nothing. Charts can change quickly. You know, last week you saw 50% pump against Bitcoin. Nothing was happening the day before. Now it's up. You can see the exact opposite happen very easily. But damn, you're almost back to the high here. It's kind of cool. This 200 grab is just juicy. Higher low, you have that on the dollar pair. Damn. Here we go. Bitcoin finally filled the long. Rest in peace. Look at Toshi, Mr. Bijan, BCH, BTC. Toshi, I don't know. Let me see. Bitcoin now, after all this time, I don't even know how long it's been during the stream, finally tapping the entry. Worked out pretty well last time, but man, I do not have confidence in either of these. Yeah. Cool wick, touched it. I don't even have a Toshi chart. I'm gonna learn 𝐂𝐈𝐆𝐍. I want to know if it goes down. BCH. Every time I look at BCH, man. Technically, this short is still working. Just didn't profit again after almost getting stopped out. This long got rigged. That was such a cool long, too. F you, BCH. It's not just BCH, it's the whole market. That was such a cool long, man. This looks so strong. Oh, this filled. Let's go. Let's go. 500 bucks filled, finally. That's looking for 1,000 now. It's a big lunch. Even here, though, even at 500, this is still a higher low. Like, I kind of feel like what I'm saying about Litecoin. It's like, boy, you cried wolf. It's like, is it coming up? Keep tapping resistance. As long as 500 holds, it's fine. It trades down to like 450. It's cooked like everything else. The BCH BTC pair, though. That's pretty fire. I haven't checked in on this in a bit. Resistance, now support. Higher high. This could be adding on. This could be gaining against Bitcoin. Right there at 1618. Juicy fluence. I don't hate that. What's up, hey Rex? Hold up, quick. Fire, fire, fire. Burn, baby, burn. Who played StarCraft? Burn, baby. Goliath online. Bird. Andeo. Just vocally stimming, you know how we do. Burn. Is this only on Coinbase? This looks cooked, bro. Cookie cooked. All-time lows this week. All-time lows today, then. All-time lows, unless there's more history. Charted your shorts. You're shorting your shorts. You better long at 474. Dude, Toshi, it looks, unless there's more history, this looks cooked as hell. So you either do the counterintuitive thing where you hit all-time low and then you immediately reverse, or you're just going timber. Coinbase lists such shit. Back when I started, man, when I started crypto, Coinbase didn't list nothing bad. Didn't list any shit. And then they just started listing shit left and right. 1618. There you go, right? I mean, you get a bounce there, maybe. It's just like when things are at all-time low, the same as when they're at all-time high. It's like hard to bet the other direction. Typically, it's not the favored direction. If you're looking for a bounce, maybe get a short-term bounce back to this low. It's untested. Or you fail, and you're looking for the next downside extension. You don't even have support, just extensions. 0017. When the market is shit, you gotta be shit. You gotta shit. You have to shitter yourself. There we go. Long filled. Going. UOS. What chart is that? XLM was a rocket emblem. Then it, like everything else, I think pooped itself. I haven't looked at it in a bit. What's up, Gold Dragon? Mr. Dinkles. Salute your shorts. 1 hour close with 50 EMA. First hourly close below the 50 EMA. At what time? Hour? Oh yeah, hour. Hype have a big token unlock in 4 days, Milton. I feel like, isn't that always the case? It's like right before these token unlocks, they drive the price up. Juicy. I'm gonna love what chart request. BTC Pro. What's up, Ashcan? Ashcan's a League of Legends character. Silver maybe breaking to the upside. Consolidating. Still under the trend. Gold still under its trend. Mandando. Where do these come from? Why are there two? Oh yeah. Bandado. If you're out there and you have not subscribed to this channel, you have not hit the like button, do it. Oh yeah. Stream's cooling down. We were up there like 1,000 earlier. Now we're just floating off. It's okay. We've been live for quite some time, like 2 hours. Nothing has really moved in that time either. Things were kind of spicy when we went live. Gold and silver do look like they want to test at least the tops, at least their resistance, descending high trends, minimum. All right, hello, let's go. Hype is probably the chart of the day, though. With the token unlock in like 3 days, I don't know. Feels sketch, doesn't it? BCH BTC is looking decent. We did just fill a long at 500 on it. Long, waited long. Was the take profit of our long from earlier in 25. Target was 1,000 for this. With 1,000 being the target, this stop can be much higher now that we've seen this price action play out. It can be much higher because if this low is lost, you're not aiming for a move like that. With the condition of the market, I feel like probably just shouldn't be aiming for a move like that anyway. The smarter move here, in my opinion, right, is probably just right back to the highs. Run it to the highs. There you go. You got a 2.7 to 1. Run it to the highs. Let's do 650. We'll cut it short. There you go. Go silver, go. We've been live for a while, and it's like, well, we should wrap up. And then it's, I know as soon as we wrap up, silver and gold will make their moves. And every time I think about it, they start doing it. Stop reading my mind, silver and gold. Get out of there. It's illegal. And look at Solana yet. And crypto fear and greed. Extreme fear. I will say, though, this is not, I thought it would be lower. I didn't think it would be this high. That's 2 days in a row that it has been 14. Now, 14 is extremely low. Don't get me wrong. But we have had lower readings. November, we had multiple 10s, 11s. Back in February of last year, we had 10s and 11s. Weird. Solana long, so long, yeah, long. Filled at 100, traded down to 96 today. Saw me place it live. It was a bad idea. But it's up a little bit. Time to move the stop loss, right? I think if I put it in profit, it'll just like instantly get stopped. Did I risk like 300? Is that 100? I guess I'll just do it right here, break even. Lame. It's going to instantly go and get stopped out, but that's fine. Being long right now on an altcoin is rough. It's a rough bet. Oh, we just started a new DJ dance party mix. Oh, wow. We played a bunch of... Ooh. There's an 2-hour song list. No wonder. We got 3. All right, we gained 60. We gained 60 subscribers during this live. That's all right. That's a good amount. Good amount. We're still vibing. You guys should see the analytics from the last 2 streams were crazy, bro. Friday stream had like 27,000 views. Saturdays had 20,000. Those are huge streams for us. But Friday's stream, we gained 405 subscribers while we were live. That's up there. It's not the top 10 or something streams ever, but it's like in the top 1% of our streams. That's crazy. There's like mostly not subscribed people. Yeah, people looking for gold and silver. We gained 200 on Saturday, which is also bonkers, but that was like mostly crypto people. Some crazy streams. Today's chilling. I had no expectations. Couldn't live up to those days. Not unless gold and silver are breaking out or Bitcoin's breaking out. If somehow you're just finding this channel, good time to subscribe. We're live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday all the time. Around lunchtime. But we also go live at any time markets are being spicy, are going crazy. Weekend, holiday, night, day, doesn't matter. If something is doing something crazy, we're covering it. So you should make sure you're here and subscribed because you don't want to miss those moves. Damn. Solana on the week for the first time ever closed below the 200 weekly moving average. That's tweetable. Not great. There's a tweet that's tweeted. Not great. Definitely doesn't make me feel great about my long. It has held on to April's low for now. I moved my stop up. That gives you an idea of how I'm feeling about it. My load. The amount of bearish charts is too damn high. Too damn high on these charts. Held the wick. 50-month. The 50-month moving average doing some lifting here. Holding on to price. That's kind of crazy. Exclusive mix. Exclusive European mix. Exclusive German European mix in the mix. I love accents. I'm not making fun of them. Out of the cloud. It's everything. Out of the cloud. Such a fat. Solana has this like magnet on it until July though. Up near 200. What's up, little magneto? Might be interesting. I wonder. I am noticing some big cloud changes in March and April. It's kind of interesting. I wonder what markets have planned. They aren't just gonna fall all year. I'll tell you that. They won't just go down all year. Even if they continue going down this year, they're gonna move up at some point. This looks like such poop. What's up, Dewey fam? Robert Walker, what's up, brother? Global Politics, Cycle Master, Boot Moke 4K, Gabrielle DR. Who else? The Dutch Crown. Execute Order 66. The Jedi must die. Executive Order 6102. I don't know what that is. You're just in a meeting and it was terrible as these prices told them to put some grizz on. Put a little grizz. Drop it, grizz. Drop it, grizz. Hype is pushing. I guess Hype has an unlock in days. That is pushing though, man. If I did, or if anyone did open a position on Hype, my personal opinion would be to close it in like 2 days, like whenever the unlock is before that. Because anyone who has a position open right now, in size, knows of this unlock, and they are not going to push price up to be liquidity for that unlock. It's not going to happen. Dude, still in a cup and handle. Hype is literally eth. Bro, I don't. Life of James. I don't know if that's a compliment. Ethereum is shit in the bed. Bounce. Come on, bounce. Call it like that. Yeah, I don't know if that's a compliment. Ethereum has not done so great. ASML, interesting. McPooch brought me in on this one. Some other guys. Interesting. It for sure looked like it was going to blast through here. We had originally talked about this move. And taking its time. There still may be that entry, like 12. 13, 12. Interesting. Indubitably. Let me close some of these. Bounce. Toshi, what? Is this the full history of Toshi? Did anybody say it? This is just Coinbase, but I kind of assume that's it. Like button smeared. Yeah, I mean, if you're scared, let's be real. The only people that are actually scared are, not that this is to discount it, but are gonna be people who are new to crypto. You've been here since like 2017, 2015, hell, maybe even like 2021. This is a rodeo we've been on. Did you guys notice that as soon as they placed that long, Silver was like, okay, never mind. Maybe we'll go here. Maybe we'll go fill Tom Crown's imaginary liquidity. Just like our little long ski here for the corn. That's looking good. This long is actually looking good again. It's interesting that we maybe, potentially here, are able to play this exact same value twice. It's interesting. Noops. Yeah, the noops. But hey, you know, we got, like, we were all noops at one point, and we were all scared at one point. That's what I'm saying. No, I'm not scared. You're scared. I'm not scared. You're not. I'm not scared. You're scared. Scared, but dared. The hodls will be scared. I've been holding for almost 10 years. Netter better. Hopium is real. I hope so. We got to keep it alive. Peter said Doge and cup and handle. I didn't pull it up, but man, Doge is looking pretty bad. Be real. You're used to... Exactly. Exactly. My guy. You've cracked the code. BTS. You cracked the code. This is just what we do. This is what happens. This is as we do. It crashes. It's not, you can't even call them crashes anymore. It's just like every day. Just, you know, another day, another Monday. Doge still in a cup and handle. Well, you know, these were some very ambitious trades. And they're looking less likely. They're not looking as likely anymore. But I think Doge still has some bounce potential. I don't like this wick of October being filled. I don't like that it's traded to 9.6 cents. Like, it kind of did break a lot of its bigger structure. That was warranting my bullishness. But, God, no, it looks bad. It looks bad. But I still think there's a trade somewhere here. Let's get rid of this. 12 cents. It's a 1-to-1. We'll do that. There's still trades. I don't like it. I don't. The big cup and handle, like, if you want to say it's in a massive cup and handle, like, I guess you could still say it could be, but not in the way it was. This was such an awesome uptrend. This was like pure gasoline, pure pedal to the metal. This breakdown, very unbecoming of a Doge chart. You've retested support, you painted a low, lower high, lower low, like, it's not good. I don't have the same, like, I remember, when was it? Was it October? October? I remember saying, you broke April's low. Like, that was really where you're at. I think I might even said, well, maybe that doesn't count. But Doge just like came on down, wrecked it anyway. Holding that low is so critical to like the shorter term, faster upside. I'm not going to discount these trades and these higher targets completely, but maybe I should. Maybe I should. I'm going to leave them for now. I love my Doge, but I'll be damned, man. It broke my heart. Come on, everybody. Let's move those feet. Don't stop. Okay, nothing's happening. Nothing's happening. I want a bong rip, same. Shoe shines for sats. Let's go. What's up, Dinkles? Hopium bongs are ripping. You should name your bong Hopium. Creators Crypto. Last time you saw me was with sunglasses. Good to see you and good to be back. Good to have you, brother. Yeah, you know. Things change. We've been doing this a long time. So many people had seen me without them anyway. It wasn't really a big deal. I still wear them. I'll still rock them. Rock them during the FOMC. We'll probably keep them. We'll keep them there for sure. I don't know. Cat's out of the bag. It's fun. I'll be real. A part of it was like when I'd go on other people's channels, it would just always be like received weirdly by their audience. And does that really matter? Probably not. But it made me realize that it would probably be valuable for me to establish, you know, a face behind the glasses. And I also just kind of sometimes get bothered by wearing them. it's harder to see. Just mixing it up. The bear market, it got bear markety, and I was like, let's be more transparent. I think I can connect with people, especially new people, better when they can see rise. God, Bitcoin, you betrayed me. Everybody, feel the beat and excited. Screw you! They're going up again. Let's copy the whole thing. I don't know how this works. Guess so. Didn't know I could do that. Learn something new every day, huh? What software, Jonathan? This is TradingView. Links in the video description below. I haven't been asked that in a while. TradingView is like the standard for charting. There are others. I couldn't even tell you what they are because everybody uses TradingView. It's such a good tool. My opinion is if you haven't used these softwares, just make an account on TradingView and use the free version. The free version is totally good. It's not like a mobile game free version. Like you get the whole thing. You just don't get like to save as many different charts. You don't have to like get to use as many indicators on chart. But like for someone just beginning a charting journey, it's absolutely all you need. Go for it. And then if you decide down the road that you want to get premium, go for it. Use my link though to sign up. Helps me out. It's got a ding. Where was that ding from? Sounded like a Discord message, but I don't have. Discord's not open. Could it be like an X message? I don't think they have a ding. Maybe it does. I don't know. I don't know where that came from. It's like kind of a disembodied boodoo. I don't know. I can't figure it out. Steam message. Yeah, it kind of sounded like a Steam message, but Steam's not up. It's not a Steam message. It's not a price alert either. That's a different noise. MicroStrategy did a whole round trip today. I stopped looking at it because it's never been bullish in its life. I'm just kidding. Not for a while. To be fair, it also didn't do jack shit today, so it didn't do anything. All right. 40 to 146, back down. Yeah, I don't get the bull case on MicroStrategy just at all. I don't get it. I don't get any of it. We called the top on MicroStrategy. We called it. We did. We actually did call it. Using the same, bullshit we use all of our highs for. It just works. So I should say Fibonacci called it. Been looking for 100 this entire time as it's been falling. I don't know. Even at 100, it's like, what are you really gonna do? I don't know. I don't get it. They just dilute their stock. Why would you buy a stock that gets diluted if you don't get like an appreciation of shares? I guess the dividend or something. I don't know. I don't get it. Stocks are a scam. It's weird that it hasn't been falling very hard. It's fallen like less than Bitcoin. Maybe that's their game. It's like that it like will get valued down to its NAV and then like won't fall. Like won't fall on, like below it hard. I wonder if there's an indicator. Does this work? I guess not. I don't know. I think MicroStrategy is leading Bitcoin price. No, I think when Bitcoin price goes up, MicroStrategy goes up. But I don't think it's leading. And if it's leading, we would say that, I mean, I guess this isn't the worst, but like November 24th was the top. Now we're 450 days into the bear market, right? I think it's, yeah. If it loses 100, it's cooked. I kind of think it's going to bounce though. I'm not the expert on MicroStrategy. I don't understand the appeal. I don't understand it. In a bull market, it'll outperform. I think that is the goal of it. Dana Peanut, that foul mouth octagary. I don't know what that means, but that seems savage, Dinkles. What's up, eProm? Would you short Microsoft? I don't know. I have not looked at Microsoft since June of 24. That might not be true. Yeah, I would to 395. Let's go. That candle's a lie. Wow, would I short it? I would short it and I would long it. Let's be honest. Look at this gap. These gaps, bro. What a piece of shit. I would do neither right now. I wouldn't do either at the moment. But I would do this. I would do that. Wait a minute. For this to fill, it would have to already have filled in. I don't know. Stocks are confusing. Got a big gap here. 395. Oh, okay, I see. So you can play out like this way. Or you can play out this way. I think MicroStrategy is a scam. I don't know. I truly don't get it. I love Saylor buying. I love Saylor. Great spokesman, front man for Bitcoin. But like, I don't know. I think it's legal what they're doing. I don't think they're doing anything illegal, though scams aren't necessarily illegal. Taste right now. The tea is not to my taste at the moment. Longer term, yeah. Longer term, it looks good. March right there. You know, something weird that I don't like about this chart, I haven't spent much time looking at it, is here. Okay. Got all-time high in 21. Retest, higher low, breakout. Then you backtested it. Great. You backtested your resistance as support, confirmed support. Awesome. And you really did rocket off of that. Problem. You failed that same move here. It's not as bullish as it was here. You see like a little momentum slowing down. It's like, if it didn't bounce from 400 on a test, it's looking pretty cooked. You don't want to come down here. Now you're looking like Bitcoin. What if sailors paid to create recessions? Paid by who? Paid by himself? Paid by the evil overlords of the world? I don't know. I think that's giving him a lot of credit. Sailor to me, you know, like I said, I like the way he preaches Bitcoin. I like that. Like the things he says, even if they're kind of unhinged at times. But my vibe from him, and having never met him in real life though, is like that he's just kind of like kind of a little manic, high energy individual. Like, I don't know, I've never met him, but like gets real like ADD, swept away with things. That's what I think. Yeah, Monero is looking bad. I'm deciding if I should like panic sell the if I should panic sell the Monero I bought at 350. I did take profit. I did take profits at 750, but like at this point it's only 10% up. I feel like if I do sell, it will go back up, but I don't have high hopes that it's going to go to like all-time highs anymore. It already did. It fell down and rejected. Hold up. Hold Monero like Bitcoin, and I have plenty of Monero elsewhere. I have more Monero that has been sitting in cold storage than I do that I bought than I bought the other time. Yeah. Yeah, I sold the goddamn top though, didn't I? Did it live. If only I'd sold all of it. Could have been a genius. Still have a bunch of Monero left. Guy looks so bad. It's so bad. Keep like trying to see like a trend line here, and it's like I just don't see it. I guess I have like 5 Monero from that buy. I hate though selling at like, I hate selling at the bottom of a red candle. Like as in the lowest point in the candle, which it is, of the day. I hate buying at the highest point. I hate it. Every time I do it, it reverses. Like it's not just you, it's every time. But this looks like dog shit, so I don't know. Technically those buys are still up 10%, so is it really a panic sell? I don't know. Still have like 2 grand of it though from that buy. That's crazy. What do you think? Should I rip it? I still have more Monero. Like I said, I still have plenty of Monero. I'll do half. You can just sell out of it. Why not? There it is. There it is. So the bottom can be in. I sold half of what remained from 350. Right here. Right at like hopefully now will be the absolute bottom. So I don't know, like a handful from that buy. But I have to, like I said, my real Monero is not on exchange. States. Yeah, it's kind of emotional. Like it is. But it's in profit. It's not like I'm down. I'm not like being emotional like, oh, I'm down and I want to panic get out of it. It's like I took profits at the exact top I thought it was going to keep going. Now it's broken levels that I feel confident it's going to keep going. It's like, eh. Look at that. There you go. There you go. Exactly. And also maybe I'll help it bottom for some reason now. Maybe it'll go back up. And even sell all of it. Reminds you of John McAfee, yeah. The good old times in crypto. The McAfee times. Uh-oh, Bitcoin coming to ruin that long. Rest in pieces. Silver moving back up. Take Me to Church, that was a good song. You're buying the dip in XMR? Go for it, dude. Go for it, bro. Go for it. I bought, to tell you the whole story. Here's the real story of this. Really zoomed in is what we're talking about. I bought Monero during this time, like sub 100. Then I stopped buying Monero. I didn't think about it much through 21. And then I bought, the next time I bought Monero was, I want to say it was here, 22. I can't remember the exact date, but it was whenever Binance delisted it. It traded down to 100 and I bought a bunch that day at 100. And then I didn't touch it again. I just like forgot about it for a while. And then I bought at 350, like during a live stream back here in November, I think. November, I bought at 350. I bought like 5 figures almost of Monero at 350 live. And then I sold some at 750. And here we are, it's at 382 and I took half the position out. So like that, it's still up. I took some serious profit. My position is, average is down here. I'm not like panic selling. It's like I'm getting rid of my stash, not like getting rid of my holdings. It's just like that little piece I bought here. I'm a Monero fan. I believe in Monero. The whole market just looks like such shit. It's hard for me to hold on to stuff. Did you sell half yet? Well, I sold half of, like I said, half of what I had bought. Half of what was left over after taking profit on the live. Gold isn't doing anything. What's up, Smiley? What's up, Craig? Charles Hotchkiss, he's only 38? Are you serious? I don't think 68, but I thought he was like 50. I thought he was old. See who cleaned up McAfee's condo when it fell? I did not. I don't know. Silver and gold are looking pretty good. Bitcoin retesting support making me uncomfortable. We've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes. It's time to wrap it up, boys and girls. Sign up with our exchange partner, BYDFi. Dope Stanley and this dope hoodie. But more importantly, because those things don't matter, they're a trusted partner of mine I've worked with for years. Use my link. You can sign up from anywhere. No restrictions. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. If you ever have issues with them, you can come to me in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown, and I will help you. I will be an advocate on your behalf. If you ever get treated unfairly by them or anything shady happens, you tell me. It's a big value. So check them out. Use my link. Jump in the Discord. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tune in. We're going to be live again on Wednesday at the latest. But with the way markets have been, man, we can be live at any moment. If gold and silver dump or pump, Bitcoin dumps or pumps, will be live. So make sure you have notifications enabled and be ready for the spice. Love you, fam. Thanks for chilling with me on Monday. I'll catch you guys soon. Grown out.